Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, along with the lovely Stevie B.
Hello.
Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF. Quick, can you guys hear us okay? I swapped out the microphone. I know we were having problems. It sounded staticky the other day. I swapped the mic thinking maybe it was that, or if it's still doing it, then it's the cable. I don't have another cable.
How's it sound, guys?
So how's it sound? Sounds good?
Perfect.
Right on.
What it do?
LIB, what's up, man? Shane, how are you? Good to see you.
Sharon,
See you guys. It's the Bigfoot King. Yeah.
Christy, Harold, good to see you both.
What's up?
Sandra,
Sandra, how are you? Northwoods.
WTF Mike. Hello.
What's up, Mike? Good to see everybody. Goodens Auto. What's up? Rolling in. Good day, Mark.
Good day.
Tight lines. I was watching, well, you know, you were there. I was gonna say I ran into Mark in a live fishing.
Yeah, I think you talked about that.
Yeah, it was just odd. So I subscribed, and this guy fishes a lot. This guy fishes more than us.
That's hard to imagine.
Well, at least he posts it. So yeah, welcome, guys. For those of you who don't know, I will be posting the link in chat, so anybody can click on that link, provided you're in chat, and come hang out. You know, get something you want to talk about, bring it. We're always looking forward to meeting new people, putting faces to names,
Indeed.
and hearing about why you hang out here, why the fascination
in this community.
Yeah, not here. Here, I don't get that.
Yeah, that is a definite why, but
no,
just kidding. But why?
No, well, the whole.
What drew you to this community of
the Bigfoot phenomenon, and the paranormal I get because I've experienced it. I just, guys, we've been hanging out for years together.
Right.
I haven't heard everybody's story.
No.
That's why we're here, is to hear your story. So I'll put that link in chat. Anybody wants to click on it, come join us. There we go. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. We took a ride the other day. We just drove up the street to Ocala National Forest.
How'd you get in the forest?
She was jonesing.
I was. I still kind of am.
We went to go to one place. There's a lake door up here that, we followed the signs to recreation area, and it was closed.
Yeah,
due to the hurricane. But then we ended up at a.
Well, right down the street. I mean, not like at the end of the street where the recreation area was. Just the next driveway over was a boat ramp sign, so we figured we'd take a ride down there and check out the boat ramp. But
it was this tiny little canal.
I mean, we were driving through there and saying, "Who would bring a boat back here?" I mean, it was that narrow of a path. I mean,
we're putting pinstripes on the truck just without a boat.
And then it opened up to this little area. There was 3 trucks with trailers attached, so we were like, "Okay, well, there are boats in there." But there's, the boat ramp with the dock alongside of it. The dock kind of went out a little ways, but it still wasn't opened up to the lake.
Yeah, no, you just saw this this
grass,
fall of grass.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that'll, a kayak or a canoe will fit through there, but I couldn't see a boat, an actual boat. But I didn't realize that. I guess you come in from the side and you just can't see because it's all forest. It's like you're right in the forest.
So I started talking to.
A boat pulls up right as we're kind of getting out wandering around. So
the first person I see is this, hey, you guys catch anything? Of course, I'm jabberjaw. And they said that that campsite hasn't been open for like a year.
He's jabberjaw. I'm wandering around in the woods.
So what is that mean?
Man, how's it going?
A trail or something, some way of walking in to explore.
Can you hear us? I don't know if
Is it all? Am I working?
Can you hear it, Shane?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
That's what I'm saying.
I can hear you.
Oh, no, we've come out of here. All right.
Yeah, I
Can't
think so.
hear you. Let's try to figure this out. Mic settings.
I think I'm okay.
Mic volume.
Oh,
That's all good.
I think I might have to get rid of YouTube.
Clock
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, see?
No.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode.
All right, try again.
Everybody's saying they can all hear.
They can hear him?
Yep.
You got to speak, Shane.
He's not saying anything.
No.
You can hear me or no?
There
Now,
we go.
yeah,
We
yes.
were waiting for you to say something. We're good. We can hear you.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Right on. I think there's a delay.
That's what I was just gonna say.
I think this is the first time I've been on the laptop and talked to you guys. I just usually use the phone and stuff. So
Oh, very good.
Right on. It's a good picture.
Right?
The volume sounds good. It's just, I think, like I said, I think there's a delay.
there, how's that?
Roger Blair, how are you? Gary Johnson, good to see you. So, you still planning your trip?
No, but you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
He's freezing.
Not that I got anything great to say. I'm just saying.
you. It's good to see you.
I was saying, are you still planning your trip for February?
Well, there's been a bit of a change in plans, actually.
Okay.
Before my big trip, I'm going to jam in another one.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Albert Osmond story.
Sure.
So I've had a massive breakthrough in the Albert Osmond story.
Hang on 1 second. So in chat, they're saying that it's scratchy again. They said they don't know what happened. It was fine before. I wonder if it's one with
How come I don't have chat?
Oh,
because they're literally saying it was fine before. Sharon said it was working before, but it's now.
okay.
scratchy.
Let me try something. Let me turn this off.
But then you're only gonna have your.
That's okay, but as long as we can hear him. Where the hell's my volume?
It's gotta be over there with your snippet.
Yeah, as long as I can hear you. Is it still scratchy, guys?
No.
Okay.
He said, leave it, leave it. Well, I turned off the speaker. I just had to turn up the
Yeah.
volume on
They
my
give you the thumbs up.
sounds.
I have
good.
no idea.
So that's the problem. It's my speaker is interfering.
I don't know if it's you or if it's me, Mugs.
No, it
No,
was us.
that was us.
We had the same problem last show. So
I got a better reception and I
Yeah.
got better picture on my phone than I do on my laptop. It's the first time I'm using my laptop. It's the first time.
Well, you get a different camera. You know, it's
Get a
usually a
webcam.
better camera. If you're going to use I use a separate camera,
Oh, is that
Just-
right?
yeah.
small webcam. You just plug into your
Oh.
USB.
So
Yeah, a
not
little
just this
webcam.
little shitty one on the front there.
Yeah, they're never
Yeah,
really that
they always
good.
add like 20 pounds.
They're never good. Usually get a webcam just to
I
bypass
just
that one.
lost all that weight. I don't need weight added, Mugs.
You look good.
Thanks. So I just thought I'd pop on and just tell you that, yeah, I had a breakthrough there on that Albert Osmond case. And
Okay.
I think I got a good chance, you guys, to solve it.
what Otzman was the
I was gonna say, for those of us that may not know, what is the story behind?
So the story is that he was kidnapped while hunting.
abducted. Yeah.
Abducted. And it's just by chance that this happened. And it's my own research. And I just happened to be playing on the internet. And I happened to go to Google Earth. And I just happened to look at it from a different angle. And the trackway that I've been working on now is I'm right there. And if I had known the last time I was out, I probably wouldn't have come out. I would have stayed and finished it out. But now that I'm out and I see that there's only so many places that he can go up there. I know that it's a vast territory and we're talking about hectares here and shit, but I think I got a good idea where he was, and I think I got a good idea of where he walked, and I think I've got an excellent idea of where he was held. So, yeah, I pinpointed that on GPS. So this is the next one I'm going to jam in first, and we're going to see if I can go to those GPS coordinates and check it out, because I think it's the spot that he was actually held. We'll see. I got to prove a few things here first. Finding that pickaxe would be one. And
So tell us the story of, I mean, I know he was in his tent, right?
No, he was in a sleep. Didn't he got picked up in a sleeping bag?
sleeping
Didn't
bag.
he have his gun in there? And that was with the chewing tobacco or the snuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's up in my research area, and it's just outside of Lund. And I've been working this area for quite a few years.
Time, right? I mean,
And he got picked up and taken. And I finally, believe me, lots of painstaking stuff there, but I think I think either he was mistaken in his exit point or he did it on purpose. And we're close. Like we're not talking a big area that he was mistaken. I just think that he got the names mixed up on where he actually came out. It's just a theory that I have right now, but I tell you what, I sure did a jig there when I looked and seen my trackway and his trackway come together. It's amazing, actually.
That's interesting.
what you just said about him maybe choosing to not tell exactly where it was, I get that. And
Yes.
not to the magnitude of what happened to him, but I've been in the situation where something's happened in an area that I don't think I'd want people to go up there. Just
Stevie, that's a big thing. With a lot of, not so much the researchers that are, I don't know what they're doing, but I'm just saying with a proper researcher guy, he's not going to give up his grounds, and that's why I think like what you say is absolutely correct. Do I give up exactly where I go? No, it's not going to happen. Right?
Well, I'm thinking too.
She's more along the safety lines.
The safety lines of it.
Yes.
I mean, in his case, he was abducted.
Yeah.
I mean, in my case, it was nowhere close to anything like that. But what I saw and experienced in that area, I wouldn't feel comfortable people poking around. The authorities asked, why were we even there?
And you don't want them to get hurt, and you don't want somebody to go in there and cause a problem. I get that.
Or maybe 100%. Never come back out. I mean, there were times during that whole experience that I wondered, I'm not gonna lie, it was, how are we gonna get out of here? And are we gonna get out of here? After the things that I experienced, they crossed my mind. I recorded with the intention of, if I don't come out of this,
what proof?
Hopefully somebody will find my phone.
Yeah, and that's all you can do at that point. And I mean, I've went through a lot of changes, especially over these last 4 or 5 years. Lots of changes. Lots of changes, and it's been a little more difficult over the last couple of years because, as you know, my situation, I've got a lot more cameras involved now, and I got a lot more of a tech team now, which I never used to have. And if I can, and
I
It
think
was
on
a
the scale that
mistake.
you're working with, that's probably the best idea.
What?
To have that separate tech crew for
well, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
partnering up with.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
mistake
that
with them, and yeah, the money, whatever. Everybody can say that, like you sold out or whatever. And let's face it. Like, I mean, everybody likes money, right? And it wasn't a retirement amount of money. Let's not go in that direction. But on the same token, I wish that it's exactly what Stevie said. I have regrets now because of how I'm being treated, and it's almost like I work for them, and it's
that was
very,
not,
very irritating.
yeah.
Here, Jamie says that Otzman had to have his camp on the eastern side of Toba to be able to get back to Powell River.
Correct. But okay, when you call it east, okay, is it on the east side of the river or is it in a northeastern direction? Right? Like that river inlet is massive, by the way, and like it's not a small area by no means. I've been doing this area for a long time. And it's a big area. So when you say, was he on the east side of Toba? It says he was on the northeast side of the Toba Inlet. Now, if you look on the map, what do you constitute as, like, going by what he says or how he would look at it, or how the natives would have dropped him off, because we have a native that dropped him off and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I mean, I've combed that area to, if he's coming up from land by a private boat, what's the easiest place to drop off? And I narrowed it down to like 7 or 8. Now I'm damn sure I've got 2 or 3. So, and it's not at the beginning of the inlet. Like, that's sort of where everybody tends to go when they do the research up there. It's like at the beginning of the inlet. It's not at the very end of the inlet, because if you look on the map, it's all oil, diamonds. They got some big mines back there now. And a lot of things have changed since the 50s, right? So,
Sure.
But it was great. I just fell upon, wow. Like, I mean, he's right there. And, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but when I go out, I do take a compass, and I take a few compasses, obviously, but I never travel with one, and I never use one when I'm out there, ever. I've never used one. And I go deep, deep, deep in the bush, and I've never used a compass. It's all, I know it's probably crazy, and everybody, tells me, hey, Shane, you got to do this in reach. And I don't know, since Elon Musk did this thing there with North Carolina, well, they just released these, they're called Stargate or Starlink minis are now available in Canada. So
Right
I seen the ad come up, right? Hey, we got Starlink minis in Canada ready to roll. Cheap price, by the way, because I was looking at almost 3,000 for the same thing, right? 3,000 Canadian, which is like $30 US or whatever it is by now. I don't know what it is, but
It's not that
yeah, I think I was over exaggerating there, but so it was about, I think it was about 3,000 for me to get fully geared up with this Starlink. And when they came on to the mini, I was on my way to Edmonton. I was doing something else, and I was in the car, and I seen this mini come up, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. By the time I got home the next day at supper time, I thought, well, I'm just going to get it because it's so cheap. I went on, sold out. So now I can go on to Starlink from their company in the States and I can get it, but it's
By
twice
drag.
as much. It's twice as much.
Really?
Yeah, which is a shame. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll do another run, and I'm thinking that they're going to do another run in spring. Everybody does big sales in spring. I think I just got to bide my time or just pull the trigger.
52nd.
Yeah, it might be the 51st state.
51st or second.
Yeah, and you could say welcome. That's what you could say. Like,
I'm looking for my other glasses. Are these those? Yeah, this is.
yeah, it was a great. I don't even know how to like. I mean, I was dancing for joy because I've been up there a long time, you guys, like a long time, and it was like okay, now there's food for thought now, and it's not just me. It's actually the numbers are working out. The lawns and the lats are working out. Even my times a year have changed this last little bit, and I had some good. I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't been putting anything out on my channel or anything else like that. I've just been sort of, as you know, I've been closing everything up. Now everything is closed now, but I mean, I got still a couple of things straggling out there that I want to take care of. I went and visited the grandkids and did all of that kind of stuff. And right. So now I'm sort of back at it. And I thought, well, before I do that in the Nahanni, I'm going to throw this trip in because it's close to the Nahanni anyway. So, close, when I say close, it's like 4 or 5 days. So it's 4 or 5 days within reach.
Patrick Vaughn says it takes weeks, months for me to set up an expedition. By the time I enter the area of research, I know the area by heart.
Yeah. So, the only difference with me, when he says that I know the area by heart, I go by a little bit of a different thing. I know where I want to go and I know the area that I want to go, but I prefer the surprises. I prefer the adventure, right? That's
Sure.
the thing. Right?
What's up, Mike?
What's going on?
Hey, Mike.
What do you do?
Hey, what's up, Russ?
So yeah, you said that you thought that maybe when Otzman came out, he was confused. I mean, that would make sense.
Oh yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he just got down to his canoe and then
He heard a swamp donkey on the side of the mountain that he was trying to get off, and that's what drew his attention to the swamp donkey. And then from the swamp donkey, the lumber guys took him down to where he could actually take a ferry from Gibson back to Vancouver, right?
who was the other one that Mushalat Harry? You know who I'm talking about? Mushalat Harry, was that his name? Something like that. It's another story where he actually, when he got to his canoe, he hopped in the canoe and ended up showing up at some port, some river port, city or town, whatever it was, village, like half naked and
Freaked out.
And yeah, part of his hair went white from it.
It would be kind of cool if you could give me some kind of link there, Moggs. Appreciate that.
What is a swamp donkey?
A swamp donkey is a steam motor. It's got big cables and a big pulley, and they choke a tree and they drag it down to the water to float it out on a boom. And they're called swamp donkeys. And that's actually what he heard on the mountain to pull him off the mountain to go towards that swamp donkey.
You see what Jamie wrote?
Ferry from Powell River to Early Cove on the
Seashell.
Peninsula, then another
Ferry
to Vancouver.
Yeah. But I don't think he was as high as Powell River, right? So, or he wasn't as high as Powell River. Like there's a couple of jump off points that I use there, and I've been using them for years. And the people are great out there. I mean, they don't treat me like a bonehead or anything else like that. Everybody's pretty inquisitive. And plus, it's kind of hard not to be noticed with a big 5-foot Bigfoot on the side of your truck all over the place, right?
Yeah, that has a tendency to turn heads, I'm sure.
Well, it's actually kind of neat, to be honest with you, because I've done that for years, right? Just took my truck, trying to be low key, not doing anything. So the last trip that I did, where I met you guys there as I got off the ferry and I did a little chat there. It's the first time I've had big decals and everything on the truck, but the amount of people that stop you and say, "Hey, can I have my picture with the Bigfoot King? And can I take a picture of your truck?" And I was thinking, well, I should be able to turn that into somewhere I can make some money. Should I be making some keychains, Bigfoot keychains, or what? You know?
Right. Jamie says I used to work on that ferry for 11 years.
Wow.
Connor, how's it going? Hey, Patrick. Who else? Twiggy, Slim Twiggy. Say that 5
Are you
times.
are you guys gonna try to go to that Woodwalkers thing, the meet and greet at the LBL this year?
I don't know. When
You
is
haven't
it?
thought about it yet?
I don't know about it.
When is it?
I gotta find out exactly, but I think I might try to make the trek. So I figured I'd ask you, but we'll talk offline or whatever. But
What is it, Mike?
it might be easier for me to fly to you guys and then
Yeah,
just and roll together.
Look,
Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Bigfoot community. They all. get
Yeah, it was like
together.
126 people last year. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna go that far and just do the meet and greet. Like I would like to, kind of check out the area too.
Oh yeah. So while we were at the we were up in Ocala 2 days ago.
Mm.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
Where were you, Marks?
Ocala National Forest.
Oh,
Sunday.
because we have a prison up here called Ocala.
Oh yeah, no, we weren't.
Okay, so you weren't there. Is that what you're saying?
And I was looking at a map. I'm trying to get to this lake, and I see this thing. It says Lake Door Cabin. So I'm like, Lake Door Cabin. Let's go find this. So we start following signs, and we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Come out to this gate that's locked, and I'm like, shit, because it says cabin entrance or cabin, So the gate's locked. So I walk down the fence line, and I'm following an animal trail, knowing that they're going through this fence somewhere.
Mm.
And there was a fence section down, so we were able to walk around the fence and
Got onto the.
the
Well, it was
cabin property. There was another gate that was unlocked, so we just went in and checked this place out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's I actually I did a video on it.
a little bit of trespassing, but
Yeah,
well,
Yeah, but
we found the coolest
Yeah.
spot. We found the coolest spot.
This-
it
it
could
accommodates
probably-
it accommodates 10 people.
Oh, that's good.
It's on a lake.
There's canoes.
There's 2 canoes that come with it.
There's a fishing pier and a
There's
dock.
a dock here. Fuck it. Let me. I'm just gonna change subject a little bit, and then we can get back to
It's
whatever
a
we want.
dock, actually. Well,
Yeah, we
started
were at some boat
water.
launch, and it was this tiny little boat launch.
Yeah, this is.
Go all the way back.
Cranes over there.
Yeah,
That's
it's a pretty
awesome.
area.
So the reason we trespassed is to get to this cabin. There's a cabin over here. It's owned by
Yeah.
the National Forest Service, and they rent it out.
You see, is it the same over there, Moggs, as it is in Canada? To
So yeah, they rent
can't,
this out.
they can't lock those, can they?
Yeah. It's state
Yeah, somebody
run.
put these
Is it stated?
It's federal.
Flyovers
actually.
on
It's
here.
federal. The sign
It's
says
not official.
In
There were
Canada, they
There
can't
were
lock them.
no trespassing
Yeah.
signs
There's
until
gotta
we
be
got
crap
to
in
the gate.
there.
Well,
Somebody's bobber.
it was chilly out.
So yeah, we had to like go through a fence. Luckily, the gate was unlocked on this right by the cabin. But
looks
you get the
gorgeous.
cabin, you get canoes, you get the dock, you get this little boat launch. Once you get the cabin,
And you got all this property.
10
property's fenced
person occupancy
inside.
So what's that run you,
inside.
Mods?
Yeah,
It goes-
Canadian night.
Yeah, it's cheaper by the week than it is by the night.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's cheaper
Your
during the week,
bear-proof
I
garbage
believe.
cans over
And-
there.
And depending on what time of year.
But
Just
if you
throw
had a
bears in
few
here.
people to split that, that's nothing. for
Sure.
people.
Fire pit,
Sure, yeah.
barbecue.
I would do it. I'll dig
I
it.
only do
Down.
it the
I'll
inside.
do
Looks
it.
like I haven't tried to peek
And it
in
is
the
in the
window.
middle of the forest, so
See, that's sort of what I was trying to say. Like in Canada, they can't lock those. They have to be left open, and you
Well,
can
that's-
use them anytime.
yeah. Well, that's a survival, thing.
Yeah, here
Here
it's leisure.
it's yeah.
It's 100% leisure.
No, I get
Mm.
that.
I said when we were walking out, I said, well, if the
Power
world
line.
goes to shit, I know where I'm coming.
No doubt, it looks gorgeous.
Okay, so we have AC.
You know, that place, I guarantee you
Yeah,
that
of
place,
chlorine, I
though,
wouldn't know.
in the summer has about the bugs in that freaking forest are insane.
Well, there's a screened-in porch.
Thank God, yeah. I saw it right away.
I can't see in there.
There's bunk
Nice and
beds.
furnished, yeah. Nice and
Except
furnished.
one
Bring your own
around,
bed.
there's bunk beds. It's supposed
I'll have to
another
review
bed.
that just to see what's in here.
Although I think you got to bring your own linens and,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Linens, food, but there's a fully
There's the
equipped
bedroom.
kitchen,
The
refrigerator.
parking lot looks big enough where you can pull your rigs in.
It's gotta have at least a couple
Oh, yeah,
bedrooms and some
absolutely.
fold-out
There's
Yeah,
plenty
it's,
couches.
of room.
it's a good sized property, and there's outside of the gate or the fence. There's a big cleared out spot for parking as well.
Yeah, you probably either
These
get a
live
key or
oaks
a
are so
combo.
cool.
Look at that
Wow.
It's
My
combo.
God.
It's a lot
But
of
yeah,
fun.
we're in the Ocala Forest, National Forest. And
There's a fireplace in the place, but I think
Looking,
nice.
Stevie read a review and they said that the
it
fire.
wasn't working.
wasn't
It was out of
functional.
order. Is how they worded it.
tree. I would imagine that's an insurance
That's
issue
the
there.
kitchen and the
Kitchen,
dining
dining
area.
area.
It's a really open space.
That is absolutely beautiful.
all modern.
Again, we're trespassing.
We didn't, we had never heard of this.
The only,
We saw it on the map, we're like,
no
let's go find
trespassing
it.
sign I saw was right on the middle of that gate.
Well, you remember that I was telling you there that I'm sort of hooked up with a whole bunch
But
of
hell yeah, I would rent this in a
ex-military
heartbeat. Yeah,
guys.
I live on.
And they, every one of us, we carry bolt cutters and little mini grinders in the truck. Nothing really stops us, right? The government's not going to stop us. What are they going to say, right?
Hey, Jane, good to see you. No, it's always good to be prepared.
Tex,
What's up, Tex? Good to see you, man.
what's going on? Good to see you.
Sorry, we were showing videos.
Yeah, it's
But actually,
definitely-
I'm gonna pull that video back up and fast forward because we walk down this road and I just want to show you guys how thick these.
I have a house on a lake, but it's not like this. This would be cool for an outing, guys.
yeah,
I'm
I said
trying
if
to
the world
figure-
goes to shit, that's where I'm going. That property.
Narrow strip of where you put your boat in. This is pretty cool. It's a nice porch.
Alligators, beware. Basically,
Bears.
bears, beware.
They have the bear-proof trash cans out there.
Keep your camp clean.
Well, I mean, we have
Bears can be
our own
dangerous.
bear proof that they're there.
Alligators.
All right, so let's get into this.
That front entrance, that looks really nice, you guys. Really nice.
Yeah, there's the front porch facing the lake, and on the backside, there's a ramp that goes up to the, I'm guessing, the kitchen.
And it's cool that
way-
it's handicap accessible.
The way you
Has-
guys are
When you
filming
bury
it,
my
it
dog
looks
in
like
this-
the start
in
of a
this
scary
forest
movie.
When she passed.
This is
Right.
we
It's a year
left
ago.
the gate the immediate to go onto the immediate property. This is us walking back to the
The
truck in between gates. The where the truck is outside the gate. We had to go. He followed the fence line and found a way to get.
Guys, I'm gonna look into what it
Through the
costs. And
Looks
to
nice
rent
and
that
well groomed, eh?
cabin. If I can put
Oh, it
together
is. I
some
said
sort of
that.
outing down here.
Oh,
for
the yard
camping
of the
on
cabin?
The
Yeah, it
property,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's a newer dock out there.
Going out of there, driving out of this, we were seeing tons and tons of trees down from the recent hurricane. I mean, huge, just snapped and over. They did a good job cleaning up to get back there. And
I
walking,
don't know,
you
I
can
saw
tell no
something
one's
about
been
water.
back there. Maybe maintenance.
Yeah, it's gorgeous back in there.
It's quiet. It's so quiet.
Well, it wouldn't. I mean, they have the power lines right there, so it's got to have power.
Oh, and that's the other thing. There's a power line, like just clearance, going from the backside of the cabin straight into the forest where they
Hell,
put
that
the
is so
power poles.
fucking cool.
And it's just right up to the back of the cabin.
You guys got some beautiful terrain
And I
down in
swear,
there.
I mean, I would just expect.
And that's
people
all
to
sand we're
do that
walking
to
in.
Oh
spot.
yeah, it's like walking on snow almost.
It looks like
Spot.
snow, but it's sand.
Yeah,
Anywho,
it was a good distance to get back to the truck. It was a nice little walk, and then to get out of there to hit concrete, probably about a mile, I think.
but it was weird because going in, we had to go through this neighborhood of
Horse ranches.
horse ranches.
I said we had
Yeah.
to turn left at the goats. No lie.
But that happened to us a couple times when we were like taking random roads in Ocala. All of a sudden, like you'd be a mile or 2 miles in, and like it would look like the thickest brush ever, and then there'd be like houses just sitting there, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
You know?
I find that a lot in Ocala.
But
There-
that one time we did that, we were driving forever, and then wherever we just randomly stopped, there was fresh bear tracks there too. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
As soon as we got out of the truck. I
That's a
saw
good
it.
Yeah,
sign when they're fresh.
Oh, they were fresh.
Oh,
Oh, they were
definitely.
freaky. Yeah, they were freaky
I
fresh.
had just gotten out of the truck, hopped down onto the sand, and first thing I saw was bear print. They had already
Yeah.
As long as you're not seeing steam, you're okay.
Yeah, no, but
Right.
it wasn't that far off of
It was
They-
not
they were-
far at
they were
all.
like hours old at least
Yeah.
because they were just so pristine in the sand. There was
So
no,
how was I was going to ask you guys, so how was your break?
good.
Yeah. I missed
Uneventful.
you guys.
Quiet. Yeah,
Was
went
it,
by
was it what you thought it was going to be?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
we didn't do any karaoke.
I didn't feel good.
No
And
karaoke.
We tried. We tried. We went to karaoke night. Just to find out what was posted on their website was wrong. Completely wrong. Wrong day. We got there. But no, I didn't feel good for a bit of that time, but it was good rest. I needed it.
When you need it, you got to take it when you can get it, right?
Right.
Patrick said Mike's misses spending time in y'all's mudroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you call it?
Satan's dick dinners.
The devil's D.
So,
Yeah.
so freaking hot in there.
You open
Oh,
that
it's
door.
nice.
and it's
I mean,
like,
Oh, it's gorgeous in there now.
I'm running around and I want to
it
use
was like there was a fire-breathing dragon outside that door.
You can feel the heat on the sliding glass door.
Yeah. It
Well,
gets
that
hot.
It was like-
Patrick, there he was saying tracking a creek bottom, finding a 19-inch Bigfoot track. That's awesome.
Less than 30 minutes old.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice. 19 is really big. Because I found I think 15, 16. Basically, it didn't fit in a turkey pan.
Wow.
But it's actually really hard when it's in the creek. I found because it was the one I found was in the Catskills, and it must have jumped the creek or whatever, and so its heel was in the creek, and it wasn't like a big creek at that point. You know, it was pretty dried out, but it was still running water a little bit, and it was on a hill coming back up. You know, so but you could totally tell because I was standing next to it, like slamming my foot in it, and it was doing nothing. So whatever did that was big as hell, and you know, that little bit of water when you would dig and, you know, try to get the stuff in there, whatever, like the water would just keep pushing into that that stuff, and it can be real difficult. You know, when you see people with a real pristine track and it's like perfect and clean, and I'm like, how'd you do that? Mine's got grass in it and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there'd be a bit of a red flag if they all come out perfect, boss. You know what I mean?
yeah, I suppose so, right?
Because if you ain't getting the debris in there, then I don't know. I'd have a hard time believing if it came out like perfect every time. And it's not easy mixing that shit in the field anyway.
It ain't. You're damn right. You're damn right.
I couldn't see how it would come out without debris.
Yeah, it's like,
You know what? I don't know the whole process is how some people do, but
I mean, it depends on the strata, of course.
Yeah,
I
that's the
mean,
thing. Everybody
I don't have any practice with it. Like I've only attempted to cast maybe 3, you know, and you know, I found more, and I didn't have stuff when I found really good ones, and then you know, I forced a couple, and then when I really found that one, it was just too difficult for me to do. But I mean, I do know people who know how to do it in the snow perfectly, you know, and like.
So check this
Yeah.
out. 2 years ago during the summer, I work for parks, so occasionally they'll send me over to the museum, the Seminole County Museum of History. I always volunteer to go because I love going over there. It's just a cool place. But I was working. I don't know what day, just any one of the days of the weeks, and probably about lunchtime, I hear the curator of the museum. He's running a summer camp for kids. My job was to basically watch the front of the museum. If anybody wanted to come do a tour, I would take care of them. They got summer camp going on out back in the courtyard, and the guy comes in and he's scurrying about grabbing materials and stuff. And I look, and it looks like casting material. So of course, I caught my attention. I go out and I watch, and he's teaching the kids from the summer camp how to do casting for animal print.
that's awesome.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so into. I'm like, can I help?
that's awesome.
So I learned casting that way. But what was really cool is that as I'm learning the process and I'm here trying to then help the kids, I mentioned to the guy, you know, hey, this is real big in the Bigfoot world, and he looked and like he turned his head real quick and looked at me like, what? He was like, oh, I know. I'm like, oh, you do? I said, we got to talk. so later on in the day, the kids are getting ready to leave. He didn't forget. He, you know, it piqued his interest. He said, I got to show you something. They did a Wild and Crazy Florida exhibit probably the year before, and somebody anonymously had donated a Bigfoot cast that they took out. I don't know what part of Florida. I don't know the history behind it. But he goes digging in the closet, and I hear shit like he's just tossing shit trying to find it. He's in there for like 10 minutes. He comes out all sweaty and shit, but he's got this huge cast that was about 19 inches. I mean, it was huge, and it wasn't perfect. And that's what reminded me of what y'all were talking about. It wasn't perfect. There were, you know, it was clumps of stuff on the bottom from debris, but it was clearly in the shape of a foot, and I was just so intrigued. But he said somebody donated it for the exhibit. He didn't get the backstory behind it other than it came from the forest, some forest in Florida. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but still, like, I mean, they're so rare, right? They're so rare. Like, I mean, everybody thinks that you can just, I understand where you come from. Like Mike was saying there, like I've only done 3 or whatever, but I used to be the guy, I'd always have some muck with me to do a cast. But when you make a cast, your trip's over. And they also
Yeah.
have to pack the casting material. So I abandoned that. Doesn't even, your trip's over when you got to cast because you're taking it out, right? You have to preserve it. And
About
you just
protecting it
stop
from that
dealing with
movement
it
on,
completely.
I'd imagine. But yeah, I thought it was so cool because he was so excited for me to mention, Bigfoot casting, and for him to go digging for it. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I have pictures of it. I know I do. It's on my cloud somewhere.
So when you guys go to these Bigfoot conventions and stuff, is there somebody there that does casting? So you can take a little course in casting?
I don't think
I've
that
never-
they give like
It would be
tutorials.
that would be a very smart booth
Good
to have.
idea,
Think about
actually. Yeah.
If you signed up, because the way these things work is, like, if I wanted to go to the Whitehall Festival, right? I want to be there, and I want to be somebody who has a booth. I have to pay for the booth.
Sure.
You pay, and it's not that bad, but whatever. It's like $50, and then I think there's another level of it where it's $100, and then whatever. That's how it goes. There's two different levels, and I don't know what they are or why, but and then you sit there and you sell whatever crap you want to sell, whether it's your book or
location.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You're gonna pay.
most people are trying to like promote themselves. So I just don't, that's not me. I'm not a big self promoter. Like whatever. I just feel like
I'm with you.
yeah, I go and I just enjoy, and the universe brings me what it's supposed to when it's supposed to, and whatever. Call it corny and stereo, whatever. But
No, you're actually going against the grain, to be honest with you.
Vaughn says hairspray the area, Ziplocs help the mixing, cut a corner off and to squeeze out the mixture. The hairspray and the mixture part, that's what I learned that day. I mean, as far as
but
cutting the corner
I
and
saw the
squeezing
whole,
it out.
I
That's
saw
what we
all
did.
that when we were at the 168 and they did that supposed print.
Well,
Yeah,
the hairspray would only be the hairspray would only be used if it's a wet car, right?
It's like a release, I think. It doesn't.
No, it's what it does is it keeps the form, so it's only used in a wet situation. That's what the hairspray is for. So if you're damp or wet, or if you have any idea that it is damp or wet, and you don't want to absorb down, do it a light spray, and that works in concrete work too. If you've ever done concrete and you're snapping your chalk lines, you sprayed with hairspray, and your chalk line doesn't go away in the water, right? Same type of thing.
Val says, Patrick, can you cast a track in the snow?
yes.
He said yes.
Yeah, you need hairspray or something to that effect for a base. Hairspray works pretty well, but that's what you want to spray down first, and then you know what I mean, and then you would go on to do the rest. But yeah, you want to kind of get like it primed almost. So, but that's what most people use, hairspray.
It doesn't even really have to be a hairspray. It could be a silicone spray, right?
Sure.
Like a table saw spray for your table saw or whatever. It's just to give it that barrier. That's all.
Yeah, that adhesive barrier. Yeah,
I've never cast one in the snow myself.
In the plastic bags, squishing it, mixing it with the kids. That was fun.
I'm just curious, when plaster of Paris cures, does it put off heat like say cement does?
No, plaster of Paris doesn't put off heat.
Okay.
Because
it's
an air dry, it's not a chemical reaction, right?
Yeah, like Mike Patterson showed me what he used because I was carrying around plaster of Paris, and he showed me something different.
Did he use the dental stuff?
It's like a box of something. It's like, I don't know, like plaster of Paris comes in a box and whatever, and then I dump it out into like bags because I don't want to carry the whole brick because I don't need the whole brick. You know what I mean? And then you can actually just carry the bottle of water and the bag and mix it in the bag itself. It kind of saves you a little bit of space.
He might be
bag.
I know some people are using the material that they make when you go and have a denture or tooth,
How they cast.
when you cast your mouth and you bite into that stuff, That's what
Yeah.
people are using for some tracks.
Even Matt Williamson was on to some stuff before he kind of faded to back. And a lot of people picked up on what he figured out, but he figured out how to do it in a 3D map form. So
Blazer
like,
said
he-
gentle stone.
yeah, he I don't know if
What's up, Laser?
he's the one that created it or what, but he had a process where he could photograph it or do whatever. I don't know the technology of it, but it would come out and lift out in like a 3D picture, you know. And so it's kind of a cool way to go about it too. It's probably something in the future, but
he's scanning it. He's got a program where he's scanning it.
Yeah.
Almost like you could you could scan it and
it would have to be some kind of LiDAR scan or something, I guess, because it's down in. I'm just kind of spitting off the cuff.
Well, you have to scan things like, say you have a 3D printer. You scan something and then you can print it.
I think
So-
it would almost be like the 3D scanner. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
it was-
used anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. And then that's why I was excited for people like himself, like, because it was like a new young age of thinking, and like, you know what I mean, and like, Bigfoot and Non and them, but they, whatever, things happen, people go different ways and stuff, but I was excited for a little while there.
Yeah, right.
And, yeah, it's nice to see a younger generation like that, because they have such a fresh way of thinking and like energy and like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Well, I mean, a lot of us are getting our bodies busted up, and we're not going to be able to do this forever. I know I'm not going to be able to do it forever, but
I hear that.
my son-in-law, he seems
don't
to
do
be
it now.
picking it up a little bit, which makes me happy. You
Oh,
know, yeah, he's. I've sort of set him up with some gear, and he's out there in my territory all the time, and it's more of camping for him. But the more and more we go out, and I'm showing him. I don't know if I told you that story there, but we were up on the side of a mountain, and I got a little trick there where I plugged my ears, and it's silence when you're overlooking this big canyon. And I told him, like, we were up however many feet, and I'm at the edge, and I said, hey, come on over here and stand by me. And I'm a bit of a joker, and he was scared to come out to the edge because he thought I was going to give him the old shake or try to push him up. But that's not what it was. I just wanted him to. It's a grounding technique I use. It just grounds you right out and keeps you aware of what's going on, and I don't know. It's keeps you straight.
Right on.
We
Right,
had
Vaughn,
some,
if you could 3D the negative impression, you could 3D print the foot as well. Yeah, well, that would be my thought. If you can, as long as you get those dimensions mapped, the negative, because that would make sense.
yeah,
See, that's
like-
the other thing with
What's up?
that's the other thing with this Albert Osmond story and why it intrigued me so much is because he says so many small things in there that are not necessarily being proven today, but they're becoming more and more of a reoccurrence in the tales or the stories that are being told. And for him to say those things, back in, it happened to him in the early 20s, and he didn't come forward until the 50s with his little story there. And for him to actually say those things back then, and now we're getting to the point where, that's repetitive, that they're actually saying, like the foot, like that totally intrigues me. The feet, I've talked to you guys about the eyes and all of that kind of stuff, and the ears, and it's those are the things that push me forward, is the small little things, like how are they. I told you the last time I was on there, I was doing research into how how creatures, how the nose is shaped, on how creatures are actually breathing, and they're breathing and their exhales and inhales to get the scent, and how I think a dog is like 100,000% more than a human. I can't remember this.
their hearing. Yeah, I know their hearing's up there too.
Yeah. But I mean, so this is sort of what I'm saying is that, you know, it's the small things, the foot that Albert was talking about way back then. We're just touching on now. Meldrum, he's into it now, and now he's figured out the toes, the front toes, right? And I strongly believe in the front toes because what he's saying in his research is exactly what Albert was saying way back then that he was watching. And then we go to the film of Patterson and Gimlin. You know, they call that a fake. It's a man in a suit. But if you actually really look at it and really pay attention to the, I know this is going to sound weird, the bum, right? Like I really pay attention to the bum. I've seen a lot of bear over my time, and I've seen them from behind, and I've seen them walking away most of the time, knock on wood. But the bum on this creature, he talks about a game that they would play jumping from their bum, just using their bum. And if you look at the Patterson-Gimlin film, the muscle structure that I believe on how it's connected to us and connected to them are different because they can go down on all fours and boogie like the night. And there's a reason for that. The bum is not attached to the body in the same way, and they're big pads. It's like the pads on the bottom of their feet is what I'm suspecting. I mean, it's my own little thing there.
Similar, I believe the pads on their feet are similar to what an elephant has.
They're thick.
Yeah.
They're thick. Like, I mean, I'm talking like that's like 2 inches of meat on the bottom of the foot. It's not just like a foot like we have, right?
On an elephant, I mean, it's gigantic, and they don't make a sound.
Is it a pad or is it callus? You know,
I think it's a meaty flesh, and it works the same as like a dog. If you look at your dog's foot, that center part of their foot is a really meaty substance there. That's their whole bottom of the foot. And that goes back to what Mike's saying. They're silent. You think you can hear a dog running up on you? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
That's where I think it is. Patrick's right. It's in the hips.
It's in the hips. The bum.
Yeah, the hips don't work like ours.
Yes. And I think the bum and the muscles and then the foot. If you look at a dog's foot, you got a dog, Mokes. You see where his, it would be his reverse knee on the back leg?
Sure.
That's his heel. Right? So he's walking like that, and the front foot, his toes go this way, like that's our toes, right? A Bigfoot toes go this way. See how they're curling to the top? That's how he's laying down his foot. They're laying their toes down. And it shows it clearly in the Patterson film. Meldrum's done lots of studies on it, and they figure that those toes are laid down. They're not gripped down. There's a difference. It's that mid-tarsal break that allows them to drop.
Mike,
from what I understand.
Mike, I put a link in chat for the Albert Ostman story from Bob Gimlin. It's a short little. He said earlier in chat he didn't know the story.
It's a great story.
Oh, okay.
It's a great story because he had no axe to grind. There was no internet. There was no, I'm going to make $1 million. There wasn't anything like that. And for it to happen in 1927 or roughly that era, and then him not actually tell his story to the 50s is a little, he wasn't in a rush to make money. Let's put it that way.
Again,
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, again, guys, if you see Stevie B's in chat, and that link is to
it's Bob
Gimlin's
version of the story, which he's
telling the Otzman story.
Yeah, I like
you want to copy it?
Watch it later.
Yeah, don't watch it now because you might miss some good information. But I can't stress enough about the elbow, right? The elbow on your dog is that back knee. when he goes down on all fours, if the muscles aren't the same on the bottom, that bend in his elbow, like that's the dog leg. When he drops that, now that's his heel. That's his foot, his front part of his foot. That's why he can go down on all fours now, and he's laying those front toes in.
Patrick says when they run, they are not only propelling themselves by backward push-off, they actually pull the ground to them as well.
Patrick is a tackle.
That's a good way to explain it. I say it looks like, you remember those things, the elliptical, like that, and you move your legs forward and you're like this. I mean, it's more of a downward arm swing than you have on an elliptical. They swing it down further, obviously, but that's what the feet look like almost to me. Like they're gliding. Like, and granted, I don't have a lot of experience in seeing them moving, and when I seen that one going up the hill, and I've been up that hill a million times, and like, I mean, that shit was just like effortless, like, like, I don't know.
And that's something that we can't explain. And there is no head bob like we have. And that would explain the head. I've only had experiences of them, like I've seen them, right, standing, right? But when they go down on their hands and knees, they are like greased lightning. You think a grizzly bear can run fast? This is, I would say, 10 times the speed. 10 times the speed. You blink, they're gone. And it's silent. They're running like a dog. A big dog, mind you, but they're running like a dog.
But yeah, it's almost like a spider movement. To me, it seems like somehow they don't hit any of the brush. I hear stories about how, I heard it crashing through the brush like an elephant. I don't hear anything. I mean, I hear silence. Yeah, there it is, and then it's gone. That's it. Show's over.
Those are exactly my experiences. It is dead silent, Mike.
Yeah, dead silent. Yeah, it leaves you so stupidly baffled, but in an amazement way. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not like pissed about it. I'm like, that was, it's cool. Like, yeah, shit, it's cool to me. Yeah. Oh, I want more. Yeah, I'm out there every day. I don't care. Yeah. Just, it takes 1,000, it takes 1,000 miles to see 30 seconds of something, but I don't give a shit. It's worth it.
It is worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I seen there, Stevie B was saying there, that guy was saying that it takes him about 6 months to do a trip, or takes up to however many months it does. The logistics of putting a trip together that's half decent, it's very consuming. Not just monetarily, but it's very consuming on, like, I have a tendency myself, and it's a downfall that I have, is I way overpack. And I'm hauling.
No, but I do too. I way overpack too. But you can't, something I learned in the Army is like, you can overpack, but if, and you can have too much, but if you have too little, you're screwed. Yeah. We used to always thinking. Yeah, we used to always say that, and we would stand around and it'd be cold out, but we would have so much shit on us, or like whatever, or it was hot and we'd have so much shit on us, and they would always say, listen, you have it with you. You could always downgrade if we, you could always downgrade, but you can't make things appear.
Yeah, it made me laugh because Mog's show there, when they went out to this last Bigfoot thing, he had 8 chairs. He brought 8 chairs with him. Like, I mean, that's an overpacking guy. Like, I mean, who shows up?
I know a lot of, I wasn't 8, but there was a lot of chairs.
Not me.
Yeah, just in case. But that's yeah. That's like
situation. I knew we were going to use them.
Yeah. That's like me. If I go to my grandmother's house, like I know, they'll be like, we're having cake, and like, okay, and like so and so is bringing a fruit platter, okay, like this and that and that and that, and there's a pie, and I'll still stop and get 2 pounds of cookies, and like it's like, do we need it? No, but like it's just like, yeah, you just bring.
What do you do?
I
Yeah,
think
you
another one of my biggest downfalls is I way overpack in food. Like my food is like, and it's not crazy good food. It's just like if shit hits the fan,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
you got some canned food, yeah.
Put the fall back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well, anyway.
we've she overpacks, I overpack. I guess everybody does it.
Yeah, why not?
And the thing is that I'm sort of in tune with what Mike's saying, because the time that you don't pack right is the time that, oh shit, I should have had that, man. I should have had that.
Yeah, it's the time you need.
All
right, guys, I'm gonna
I
slide.
loaded up a dry bag and hoisted it in a tree just to lighten my load.
Well, it's always that thing where you're packing and you're like, oh, I'm not going to need that. And then when you get out there, you need that. You know, that's what I find. It happens all the time.
I'm taking welders, generators, like a full size stick welder. I'm taking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like I'm a little overblown there.
What the fuck are you welding in the woods?
It's
Well,
my
the thing is that if a machine breaks down, right?
Okay.
Right, I want to be able to fix it so I can actually just get out. And
it's
I
my
had a
late
little welder and it wasn't big enough, and now I pushed up to a big stick welder on there. So crazy.
Well, it's my late dinner time. I'm gonna have some Frances and head to bed, so I'll be listening.
Bon appetit.
Nice
All right,
talking to you,
guys.
Mike.
All right, I'll catch you later.
All right,
Good
yeah.
talking to you.
You too.
Nice talking to you, Mike.
Franchise.
Yeah, I heard it.
I'm guessing chicken.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's the Albert Osman thing, and then it's
That's
the
cool.
Nahanni.
That's very cool.
So we'll just see. I'm really looking forward to the Nahanni trip, but this Albert Osman, if I need 2 little keys there, and we'll just see. We'll just see. It would be nice to solve it, Muggs, and actually take the exact same trip, to be honest with you. It would be something that I tried to look for years, and if it really comes to fruition, I'd be so happy to do that.
No, that would be cool. How can you be sure?
Well, he's left a couple of clues for us in the story. And
Okay. Well,
I'm
he
looking,
said it was a pickaxe.
yeah, he blasted a pickaxe into a tree, and then at the beginning at his drop-off point, he buried some 30-30 shells
Under a
under a tree.
fall.
Yeah, under a tree there.
Yeah.
So we'll just see, because I do take out metal detector.
I was
And,
just going to ask you that. You bring that too?
yeah, I got a metal detector, and I do take a sluice with me, but I've been busted a couple of times by the rangers out there, and you're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff, right? So, and I
Jimmy
do.
said if you need a boat charter out of Powell River, I've got a friend.
Oh, is that right? Thank you, Jamie.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Laser says if you need an arc, I know a guy.
Noah.
I know.
You know what? Yeah, I know a guy. No, thank you very much, Jamie. I appreciate that.
Patrick says, no matter what my meal plan is, I carry peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
Probably the best nutrition that you're going to get out there. You got a quick burn and you got a long lasting carryover. So that's an excellent combination for sure.
His message before that is, he says, plan every day, plan every meal, and take a med pack.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, I
don't like cow tongue. Beautiful.
what do you call that?
I've never eaten cow tongue.
Med pack.
You what?
I've never eaten cow tongue. Whoever said that there's eating a cow tongue there.
Cow tongue is good. I haven't had it in years, but
I don't like it.
it's good.
but it might
I
just be
couldn't
the
do
way my
it.
mother made it. You know,
I couldn't do it. Maybe
I
if
don't
I,
know. I
maybe if
stayed
I
out of
didn't see
anything.
it being prepared or something. I mean,
Yeah, if it was
like
already
I don't
done.
eat chicken. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat pork. It's beef. That's sort of my downfall. I try to stay away from it, but I do love it. But it's just seafood. That's it.
I don't know.
Seafood noodles, that kind of a thing.
The guys always make the coffee proof. The Bible, it says Hebrews. Hebrews.
Hebrew.
Hebrews.
Hebrews. Sorry.
But as far as like we get into when I'm backing out, it comes down to your calorie intake, and that depicts on what how much food that you actually need for. If I'm doing 14 days, 18 days, 25 days, your calorie intake. So before a trip, it takes me about 6 months, but I like to get down to about 1,000 calories a day. But it's a fully functioned 1,000 calories a day. That way I can judge my food a little bit better, and I can pack a little bit more and have a little more for energy while I'm out there. Because if you go out there at say 2,000 calories a day, the amount of food that you're going to need to pack is it's going to kill you. It's going to kill you.
I'm just reading.
I've
Patrick
never
said
eaten
that
skunk either.
I've eaten some really nasty things, even skunk, but I don't eat things that have licked other things.
Yeah, I'm sort of in that camp, but I don't know about skunk. I've smoked skunk, but I've never eaten a skunk.
Truth is in the background. What's up? Says you boil the whole thing, then peel a 1/4 inch like butter.
Wow.
Hebrews. Sorry, it's just
I know.
funny.
It is.
This
There's a rabbi somewhere going, that's not funny.
Right.
this Jamie there, he's got a friend who's had 2 encounters, and he is the brother of a chief from the Shishal tribe, and they're really big up there. And the Shishal, they do have a totem up there with a Bigfoot on the totem, and not every type of native can they're not allowed in the native culture to support the Bigfoot on their totem. There's only a few of them that do that, so that's really neat to hear.
Very cool.
So you guys are getting hit with a ton of snow, or what's going on there?
Not us.
We don't get snow. Too warm.
It was what was it today?
60.
About 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woke
So
up
you
to
guys, like down into the States, you're getting our little bit of a cold spell, because it was like +1 here today, which is awesome.
yeah. Other areas north of us are definitely getting hit. Snow and cold and
A lot of places got snow that don't usually get a lot of snow. I think there's another storm going to come up this weekend. Soon. Next couple of days, another ice storm.
And I got to put it out there. Anyone near around California with the
Oh, yeah,
fires going
prayers.
on right now, say some prayers because it's bad. It's real bad. I don't know if you heard about the California fires right now.
How could you not?
Well, he's in Canada, so I mean,
He's got his pulse on his
I got you.
finger on the state's pulse.
Just
I should
saying.
So
say.
it's Oregon is right out my back door, right? So,
Gotcha.
but this picture there that you got behind you, Mugs, you've got the Sasquatch walking there. See that little one there?
This one?
Of it. And then the one above that.
This one?
One above that.
That one.
This one.
Yeah, that one. That's actually my thumbnail but I've manipulated it. Well, I didn't, but I mean, the text there manipulated it. That's my thumbnail.
I think that's actually it's a wood carving.
Is that right?
Picture of a wood carving, but it's in a tree. Somebody carved the tree.
That's amazing.
That's why it's got these lines in it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the split wood. Let me see if I can.
Jamie says pareidoia.
That's what they always say, right? It doesn't matter. Like, that's why I gave up on the pictures and stuff. It's whatever.
The truth is in the background. Good night. Thanks for stopping in.
Absolutely. Good to see you. Says night folks, just here for public service announcement.
LOL. Stay safe, people.
Good night.
It will get better.
No, this is the first time I've used my laptop for this procedure, and I don't really mind it, actually.
Yeah, no, I use my laptop all the time. Just if you get a different camera.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I've never been able to see chat before on my phone, right?
Yeah.
Not that I can see it right now, to be honest with you.
Really?
No, he's just saying he's using his phone for chat. I do that every show. I use my
I know, Stevie, but you can see I'm old and blind. So
Oh, I can't see either.
there's the difference right there.
Yeah, I've actually made the transition on camera with going from years of no glasses to now I am wearing glasses to read chat.
Well, these are just readers, but it's just fuzzy, right? It's just fuzzy for me. And I know I should get glasses and everything, but I don't know. I'm old and stubborn. Just goes by my hair. Like, this is out of a box. It's really not like, I mean, if it's my hair, it's all gray and messed up and shit.
I've never done that. I've never dyed my hair.
No, me either.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Patrick says, I'm still waiting on Moogs and Stevie to get a chase scene on video.
Or is he referring to our Bigfoots?
I don't know.
Backgrounds. I don't know.
Tina G, how are you?
Tina, good to see you.
Moogs, we got that Bigfoot carving, wood carving for Christmas from my brother.
That's neat.
Jamie says, I don't need glasses, just longer arms. Patrick says, the biggest thing I've learned about research is which one do I read?
Getting them to break their rules, forcing them to interact in some way, revealing themselves.
Getting them to slip up.
It's tough. It's tough. It's one of the hardest tricks in the book right there. They'll sit still for hours. And then if you try to approach, they're gone like a bullet. And then you have to reset and
Start over
again. And it usually happens to me when I got no gear with me. It usually happens when I'm either out taking a leak or just having a look around. Right? And then it's like, oh, I noticed something. And then it's like, I'm off running in the bush with nothing.
when you least expect it.
Well, I've always said that things happen when you're not expecting it, when you're not paying attention.
Those are the most productive times I've ever had, is when I don't really pay attention.
You don't have your phone, or you don't have it prepared, or it happens so fast. You don't think about your phone or camera or whatever.
Patrick says their number one rule: out of sight, out of mind. Give the human no information. Makes sense. Guys, the link's in chat. If anybody wants to join us, click on that link. Come hang out.
So how long have you guys been back up and running now?
Couple weeks.
Oh, I missed you guys last week, I guess.
Christmas
Christmas
Eve was our first night back.
Oh, is that right? Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And then New Year's Eve, we did like a 4-hour show.
We've been back on track ever since.
Well, when you need a break, you got to take a break, right? That's all there is to it.
It went by quick. No one missed us.
Oh, I missed you. I missed you. You sort of every Tuesday and Thursday. Not that I come on every time, but it's always Tuesday and Thursday. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what they're doing.
Same thing we did the last show.
Right.
Yeah, we don't change much. That's why we
We
try to
got
get other
glasses.
people. Yeah, well, that's why we try to get other people up here.
Tina, we took a break for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And the first Tuesday or first Thursday, it was like, I miss it.
See, Christy says, and we are on Wednesdays. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can check them out on Wednesdays at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
I want to do that, whatever they're called, lives or whatever, but I'm scared I'll just be talking to myself. There's the problem, right? But you gotta try, I guess.
You got to start somewhere. You know,
Yeah,
if you're
I
gonna
just-
do a live, like your first live, do a little promotion and you know, promote it, and then just do it and see who shows up.
I've got so much footage in the bank, and they want a little bit of it, and they can have a little bit of it or whatever. But it just makes me want to do bigger and better trips every time. So get out from underneath that thumb. I've got a little bit of time. It's like, I feel like I'm in the penalty box right now, to be honest with you.
Really. Well, that's cool.
Thanks, CRJ. I appreciate that.
You've got some interesting things coming up. That's awesome.
Well, it's the only thing. I mean, it's a hobby, and this is the hobby that I like to do. So yours is fishing, right? And right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like fishing too. I'm not a bad fisherman, but we're talking pickerel and jackfish, and that's about all I like to fish for. I really don't even like fishing for jack except for the fight. But pickerel, I enjoy catching and eating for sure.
We catch pickerel here. Chain pickerel, not like pike, northern pike, or
Yeah. I just like things with no bones in them. That's it. Just the meat. I got a gun show that I'm going to see this weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sharon says, I definitely missed you guys and don't take many more breaks.
I got 4 more wrenches while y'all were gone. Blazer said I had more wrenches than a plumber. That's cool.
Yeah, there's nothing better than to blast into a little bay, 5, 6 in the morning and catch one and cook it right in the boat. A little bit of beans, a little bit of cream corn. Can't beat it. Pickerel eggs.
Richie says, I miss my fresh fish. Fresh fish. Dude, you live on Crystal River on the Gulf of Mexico. Go get some
Go
fish.
Catch some. Go buy some. In abundance.
Richie likes the mangrove snapper. I know he likes that.
Yes.
That cabin you guys were looking at is just beautiful, you know that? It's
Yeah,
really
it's-
nice.
It is pretty cool. I think that would be a cool. I mean, it's only 15 miles away from us, if that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. we're that close to the forest edge.
Yeah, we're only 9 miles from the forest edge.
That's gorgeous in there.
It is. Oh, it's absolutely.
Richie's still in Long Island, out in Freeport, Long Island. Might be back on Friday. Harold says we just jumped on and went with it, and it's worked out well for us so far. Well, yeah, you just keep it up, guys. You know, do your thing and have fun doing it. That's the important thing.
This is, you guys gave me a little bit of an outlet to come on and chat, and this is my thing. I enjoy being here. You guys are nice. Nobody's ever told me to get lost or anything, so I'm a happy camper.
We sought you out after we watched your
Yeah, that's true, we
videos.
did.
Did you see the last ones that were put out with Little Hopscotch? You got to check them out.
I gotta check it out. I will after the show.
Check him out because he's sort of my alter ego. You'll get a howl out of it. You just have to remember that I'm in the costume. So
Hopscotch, huh?
hopscotch, hopscotch to Sasquatch. Say that 3 times.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Christy said, I never thought in 10 million years I would be on a live. Yeah, me either. And I said it all the time.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I sat beside him on off camera. You would hear me, but I said, nope, I'd never do a show. And here I am, kind of. And that I'm
Slugging it out. Yes,
it's-
hopscotch is cool.
For the longest time, I did it by myself. Then I got Jackie, Iron Dogger. She was a co-host for a long time, and then I was by myself again. And then Stevie started. We started hanging out, and she was always like just off camera, off to the side, with her comments. So it's finally it was like, why don't you get on screen?
Pan left.
No, she's there. She's just got her camera turned off.
No, I'm saying that's how it happened at the beginning. You just panned left, and there she is.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Oh,
I was, yeah,
3 times.
a lot for the longest time. I swore I'd never do a show. I didn't want to be on a show. I was always hanging out. I figured, why not? I'm here hanging out anyway, so might as well.
Richie says, when I come back, I'm getting pizza, 2 pies, bagels, Italian bread, and some Italian cookies, etc. Did you drive, Richie? Because how are you going to get all that on a plane? Unless you store it in your belly.
I think that's overdose. I think that is.
Jane
Mike
says,
says-
same here, Stevie. No way I was going on camera. Now look, I'm doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
LIB Mike said, Richie, let's get lunch tomorrow if you're around. He's up in Long Island. You should.
I think it's you got to be a bit of a people person, and I'm a bit of a loner. So
He drove up.
He drove up. Right on. What else? Do we want anything? What do I need from New York?
I don't know.
Bagels would be clutch. That's why he's picking them up. It's the best bagels in the world are in New York.
So you guys only got another 5 days, and then there'll be big TV watching, or what's going on there?
Yeah, right. It's a long weekend for me because Monday falls on Martin Luther King Day. It's an actual holiday
Oh, right on.
for my
That's right.
office, so
That's nice.
I get a 3-day weekend.
Paid holiday, Stevie.
Yes,
Awesome. Gotta love that.
right.
I don't get paid holidays.
All my holidays are paid though. I sort of like this using the laptop thing.
LIB says Freeport is in NASA. I wouldn't go there for any other reason. to see Richie.
Mhm.
Long Island's only got 2 counties, Nassau and Suffolk.
So what was the end result of all those drones you guys had down there? What the hell is that all about?
I don't know.
They just stopped
Funny,
flying
they're-
around?
No, they stopped
Like,
talking about
I
him.
think it's just people stopped watching. I don't know.
They did. It's
It was like a flash in the pan fad thing. It's there's drones and now there's nobody
government
talks about
says
it.
it's okay, nothing to worry about, so they stopped talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's not talked about too often now. I mean,
And you don't see too many videos, and at first it was everybody had a video, and now you don't see any new stuff.
nothing new. Hardly.
So you guys had a whole bunch of balloons flying out there. Now you got a whole bunch of
drones.
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 SUVs. Who knows?
LIB says Queens and Brooklyn are technically ours, but we don't want them.
I thought for sure I was going to hear on the news that somebody shot at one of those, but never happened. I thought you guys were a little bit more freewheeling with your firearms.
I said, I'm surprised no one shot one down yet.
I'm sure somebody probably did.
Yeah. Henry G said, still going on. Had a few here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Patrick says talking about fishing makes me hungry. We haven't really been talking too much fishing.
Blazer said, pay attention to the drones while we set up the California fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey. I mean, you'll never know, right? It's
While
like
they
crazy
drain the
shit.
reservoir. While they drain the reservoirs, shut off the water.
Well, if you think about it, look at the big fires that happened down there in Hawaii. They needed real estate. They wanted to redo it. Now it's happening in California, and they're saying that they might not be able to rebuild there because it's too close to the coast. It's protected land.
Yeah, they're saying they won't be able to build, but they're gonna. The 2028 Olympics are scheduled to be there.
Yeah, that's ironic.
Yeah. They've talked about wanting to make it a smart city since 2019, I believe they announced. There's an organization oversight for that, but they announced it and they hadn't talked about it much lately or since.
I feel sorry for those people in
They said by
California.
2028, that's when the smart city was supposed to be in existence. That was the goal.
Well, they've got a clean slate now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so many people just displaced. I mean,
Hawaii
it's
was the same way.
too much
Wes.
in the country right now,
Well,
Between
look
North
at
Carolina
how
and-
look at how Gavin Newsom cleaned up San Francisco there for the Chinese to come in and check it out there. He moved everybody and swept the floor and made the place look nice. I'm just glad to hear that things are getting straightened out there, because I know if they get straightened out there, it's going to bleed up here. God willing, we'll be the 51st state. I won't need a passport.
I told you you'd be into
we
it.
actually
talked about this.
what your opinion would be.
I said
on the
Shannon would be all
situation.
for it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not the only one that's saying, hey, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, Blazer, you're absolutely right. For entertainment purposes only. So,
Oh, this
This.
absolutely.
yeah. You might want to put that in the description when we're done.
What did we say?
I mean, what did we say before on the shows that got taken out?
We didn't do any medical
No, but
information or
you know how it is when you say things people don't like. It triggers algorithms. And...
yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
It's my theory.
I
Yeah,
think that's all changing.
Jamie says Canada has asked California to join Canada. They asked
California, Oregon,
Idaho, Washington. I think there were
Yes.
3 states. I think they wanted
3 or
to
4.
invite them into the province.
We don't got enough money. I'm telling you that right now. We don't got enough money.
Didn't what's his name, Trudeau, resign, or isn't that happening?
Yeah, no, I was jumping for joy that day. Actually, it was a good day. Everybody was high-fiving. That's why I say we have the trickle-down effect, right? You guys are sort of like the groundbreakers, and we just sort of jump on.
Sharon Guy says I didn't go outside to look for any drones. Fog, flu, fires, and smart cities. What's next? January 20th.
Yeah, January 20th.
It's going to definitely be an interesting day. And then
You
the next day.
The 21st.
The 21st is going to be the most interesting, I believe.
I think we're all on the road to recovery, both countries, and who knows, we might have our brother up in Greenland here showing his face there. We might even get that.
Was it Greenland or Iceland?
Greenland.
Greenland.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said when I mentioned it originally, 51st or 52nd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right.
Yeah. It's hard to say. He's definitely got a plan, though. You know, he's
Well, I mean, I understand about the algorithms and everything else like that. And I mean, I don't want to get into the politics and everything. I'm just happy for you guys. I really am happy for you guys.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
it all works out.
it all works out. Yeah, because
There's a lot
that can happen in the next 5 days.
You know, I mean, look at how much the current government has tried to
Just sabotage.
jam into the system.
They're just creating a dumpster
They're
fire
wreaking havoc.
for the next administration.
I know
Yeah.
it's
When you hear of certain states declaring they're wanting to Trump-proof their state
Yeah.
California.
office,
well,
the
the
place
exact same thing
running
is
right
happening
now.
here, Stevie. The exact same thing's happening here. Trudeau is doing the old song and dance, spending cash like it's his own, right?
Patrick Vaughn says, "Make bandanas great again."
All right.
They always been great there. The Hulkster will be there. He's got his bandana rocking.
Right. Dawn's going into the hot tub, and I'm going to watch the dog. I don't do hot tubs for my blood pressure issues. Okay.
Erica Black.
How's it going, Erica?
Hey.
Good to see you. Blackie, what's up?
Hi, Blackie. I never had the chat so where I could read it before. It's actually kind of nice to watch it and see people comments.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have a show without it. Kathy Bates, how are you?
Is that the real Kathy Bates?
No comment.
Yeah,
Is that the real Blackie? Come on.
I guess. Yeah.
Erica says, "Hey, Stevie B, didn't you have bandanas hanging at the meet and greet?"
They had the bandanas. It was funny because they got wet. I don't remember how they got wet, but he had a box of them, and there was all those bandanas you saw hanging were in that box. Water got into it somehow. So
They
hung
started
them
to
up.
bleed into each other. It
Michael
was
Haywood
weird.
started hanging them up around the gazebo, the pop-up, and to dry them out, and it just ended up being decorative after that.
Well, they didn't last that long. 'Cause
No.
it's, you know.
You should do bandanas, Mox. You should do the Mogollon monster there, and you and Stevie sign some headbands and send them out. That would be nice. I would buy one of those.
I've mailed a few people headbands. You know.
You have, didn't you?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same if you didn't autograph it, right?
I did.
Excellent.
But yeah, I had bought like a box of 100 different colors, and I don't know what I have left, but
Well, it was that box.
it was
that-
to give away at outings and stuff. There were people selling T-shirts, and here I am just handing out bandanas.
They
Yeah.
got so wet in that box that they, like he was saying, they started bleeding into each other. They ended up being, a lot of them turned into tie dye.
Well, that suits you guys a lot better. The tie-dye look.
Tina says y'all had a meet and greet. When? Well, I first bought them for
Oh God, that was
the Tennessee
Yeah.
one. That's when I first brought them. I went to Tennessee
that was a
with
couple years ago.
yeah, that was with
Like
Old
three-
Bears, done a Bigfoot, Manimal Research.
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we had an outing in Tennessee.
But what we were referring to was the Alabama,
Yeah,
Oh.
when we were in Alabama.
the Woodwalkers meet and
I
greet.
was asked, or I have a chance. I was told that it's okay for me to come out, and it's to Rainier Mountain in Oregon.
Mount Rainier. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's been some great stories there, but I mean that's another trip all in itself. But it's always nice to have a hop-off point, and I appreciate the person that told that to me. That was really nice of them to offer that up. And the cool thing about it is that they said, "Well, I don't even know if I'll be home," so that's awesome.
Huh.
So it looks like I get some free furniture.
There you go. I want a bandana with "Never Smoke with Willie."
Well,
Okay. That's the one person I want to smoke with. Is Willie.
wouldn't that be nice, eh?
Him and I think it was Snoop Dogg.
Yes, I saw that.
Snoop
where-
Dogg was telling
so
a
that's
story.
the only person that's ever outsmoked
Outsmoked him. Willie Nelson outsmoked Snoop Dogg. Got him fucked up.
I'd be down and out for the count in about 10 minutes. I'm positively getting hooked up with those two guys. I seen
Oh, I'd hang on.
Snoop Dogg there. He's an animal.
Yeah, he is. He's a dog. Erica Black says, I did not get to see them in person. We had a shortened Alabama trip due to car breaking down. I saw a video after all things were done, and I seen the bandanas. Oh, geez, there's a picture of the bandanas. Fuck, it looks like a gay pride fucking tent.
Very colorful. It was very, very colorful. Like I said, they started bleeding into each other and looked like tie dye. A lot of them.
Well, you hung them up, didn't you?
No, Michael Haywood did. I
Did
went
he?
to take them
Damn you,
down.
Michael.
I went to take them down, and they were still wet, so I ended up having to hang up half of them back up again. They hadn't dried yet. But yeah, I looked out of. I was in the pop up, unpacking somewhat, and I look out, and Michael's hanging them up around the canopy.
Where is Mr. Haywood?
Right?
I'll hear about it. Oh man, I was sleeping or
He said good morning. I saw him this morning. Well, said good
I
morning.
didn't see it until I reset my phone. For some reason today, my phone Messenger wasn't working on my phone. I couldn't figure it out. I'm sending her messages. She thinks I'm ignoring her.
All day. just
I'm at
got-
work, and then I'm like, well, I got home and I reset my phone because I pulled up Messenger on the laptop. And as soon as I turn the phone back on after resetting it, you just see all the messages pop up on the laptop. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Gay pride. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Gay pride. We wondered. Yeah. That was Michael's doing.
I was gonna say that was all them, not me. I looked out and saw him hanging them.
So this WTF Mike, he's
Yes.
a guy. He's a guide mug or what?
A what?
Is he a guide?
A guide?
I don't know that I don't know that he does any guiding. I know Jeff from Pine Island Research. He's in one of the Dakotas. He's got a house, but he's also in like northern Minnesota, I believe. And he guides. He's a hunting guide and probably a fishing guide as
I
well.
think he's been on when I was on there once before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that I was trying to remember if Mike was a guide or not.
I don't know if he
Because
does any.
he's close to me.
Yeah, I don't know. He's in the Dakotas.
Oh, I thought he was Montana.
No. WTF Mike's in North or South Dakota. One of them.
Oh, I thought he was a Montana boy.
No. He's a farmer.
Oh, he's a farmer.
Yeah.
North Dakota. That's what Christy said.
North Dakota. Right on.
Oh, yeah,
Kathy
North
thinks-
Dakota
he's
there.
smart.
He's an arse.
he's funny.
That's
He
funny.
just didn't tell a story the way that Kathy told it, so left out little details. So Richie, Mike, LIB, Richie wants to meet up with you tomorrow. You guys should hang out. That would be cool. Jamie says, what? I'm only 200 miles from Mike. Yeah, I'm not sure where in the Dakotas. Like, I know North Dakota, like she said, but I don't know shit about the Dakotas. Never been there.
Me either.
Definitely someplace I want to check out, though. The Dakotas,
That whole northern region.
yeah, Montana,
Washington.
Oregon, that whole
Yeah.
Idaho,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that.
That's big country.
Yeah, it is. I should have did it when I was living in Arizona because I was there. It was close.
Saskatchewan, hard to spell but easy to draw. You're absolutely correct, Jamie. You can draw a rectangle. There it is. That's Saskatchewan right there.
Well, that's most of the provinces up there, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. Well, some of them have a notch out of the corner or something.
Yeah, but they're very long and
Yeah.
straight.
Patrick Vaughn says, I'm only 919 miles away from Oaks.
Is that it?
Only.
That's just a short jaunt, really, when you think about it. Great shot, 919. You could probably do that in a day, no problem. Well, I guess you guys are in miles, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 919 miles. That's 12 hours.
It's like from
Yeah,
here to DC.
It's about 12 hours.
It's the same distance from here to DC. Just about. Oh,
How
he
long
said
did it
14.
take you
They're
to
the
get
same.
He said 14.
14? How long did it take you to get to LBL from here? 12
14.
hours? 14?
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
And what is that?
Well,
What
it
is-
probably would have been about 12, 13, but I had to stop closer to there. I'd been in the car for so long and driving with prosthetics, I was starting to cramp up a bit. So yeah, it took me 14. It should have probably excuse me, it should have probably only took about 12.
What's your average highway speed out there?
The actual speed?
Well, probably,
Yeah, well, no. What do you
probably average would be 70 to 75 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's clipping. Yeah, that's clipping.
Probably doing 80 a lot.
See, most of our highways up here are 100 kilometers.
Saskatoon.
Yeah, Saskatoon. I'm headed up on February 10th. I'm going to be a juror on February 10th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on a trial up here. And I've gotten them before, these jury requests, and this one is a little different because there's a coroner inquest first. So that's kind of a cool little added bonus. So I thought I'd participate in this one. We have an option to opt out here. Do you guys have an option to opt out there or what?
No, you have to
No.
be like prejudiced or something's got to be really.
Say something stupid, they'll
they'll get rid of you.
yeah, but you have to appear if you get the order.
Jamie says I've got a tattoo on my private parts. It says Swan, but when it gets aroused or amorous, it says Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Really fun.
That's a big name.
It's written in block.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Condolences to the missus. Patrick says trial by jury always scares me. Have you met the idiots we are around? Blackie, thank you. I sneezed. I didn't even mute. I was like, oh, it's you. Patrick says, ugh, I'm slurring my typing. So thumb drunk.
Mike, LIB, good night.
You splitting, Mike?
18.5 hours.
I was the franchise. Kind of ate quick, didn't he?
Right? Well, been a minute since he was on.
Well, you guys, thank you very much for letting me come on and chat and do my thing.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for sharing with us. I'm looking
I just
forward
wanted to come in and say hi. I haven't seen you guys in a while, and you guys are always nice to me, and I really appreciate it. Let me come on and say hi.
You're not an asshole, so you know.
No.
Thanks.
not at all.
Appreciate it. But we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll keep an eye out, and if you do see me do a thing, I'll make sure I don't know how I'm going to do it, but maybe I'll do it. I don't know, but we'll see.
Be safe.
Yeah,
Either way.
absolutely. Be
You
safe.
guys too. Be safe.
Always.
Stay on the good side of the dirt.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, you guys too. Bye.
Good night.
No, I think it's very cool that he's pursuing that story,
Yeah.
that Otsman story.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know, it's.
You know,
I don't know how many people have tried to find. You know, I don't know if that was even a thing. I was surprised to hear him say he was going to do it.
right.
You know, try to go find this camp or where something happened like that. You know, you've heard the story so many times. That would just be wild as hell. You know, go out there and find a pickaxe or
something
you know, yeah,
related.
pertaining to it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
The pickaxe will be still be around. I mean, it's 104 years old or 100 years old, whatever.
All right, I put that link again to the Bob Gimlin story because there were a few people that hadn't heard the story.
Yeah, guys. So check out Stevie B just put it in chat. The link to Bob Gimlin's Albert Otsman story. This way you'll familiarize yourself with it. It's a neat story.
Oh, it is. It really is. And for him to, like you said, to go pursue it, that's cool.
You know, let's go back into the woods for a little bit.
I'm looking forward to hearing.
We got time.
So this, what, like I said, this was the walk back to the truck. We maintain that property for sure.
Oh yeah.
You can kind of see the truck. Well, not anymore.
This is Ocala National Forest.
There's the truck. That's where we park now. Yeah.
Jamie says Mogs, that whole area has been logged
That
extensively.
gate is locked.
So the chance of finding
So
Yeah.
an axe in a
course.
tree.
I just followed the fence line and found where it ended.
Oh, yeah,
And yes, I'm out here in Crocs.
When Oxman was there,
Fence right here.
First growth part.
So I just walked the fence line until I found an opening. Figured there had to be one because it looked like it was a trail that was used on the other side of the fence.
Anyway, enough of this.
Right through here is
Oh, they're
obviously been
enjoying
used.
it.
Are they?
Yep.
And that's where the fence
Crocs with
is all
socks.
smashed down. That is actually a tortoise hole.
Oh, you went back.
Well, that's when we were leaving.
Yeah, I was still cutting through.
Richie's got one of those in his backyard.
He's probably got a couple of them.
Few tortoise holes.
Yeah.
right there.
Tortoise live in here? I forget what they're called. They're
Yeah.
Tortoise.
fuck.
Yeah, but they're,
I know, I
what
still-
the fuck they're called.
I still don't know.
They're burrowing tortoise, but I forget the name of them. Sorry about all the movement, guys. Huh? Of course.
There's the truck.
Yeah, so when we get home, I am definitely going to look into Door Cabin. Because on the other side of the lake, there's a campground, but that's closed. We went there, and it was closed due to a hurricane. But then the guy's like, "Oh, that's been closed a year." Guy we ran into at the boat ramp. All right, guys. Oh.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, it's a little of some little bit of where we were. I'm gonna go check the calendar and see what
Go for tortoise. Yes.
go for tortoise. Thank you.
Thank you, Pyro. Good to see you.
And see what like when a popular time or when a good time of year to rent that cabin would be, and try to put something together, bring some people together, at least 10.
Christy said, Stevie, you walk so well. Really well.
You have no idea.
I only carry the stick when I walk through the forest, and
Yeah, she doesn't walk with a stick
I don't walk
or
with
cane or
anything.
anything like that.
It's kind of annoying to carry it, but I find it necessary on the uneven terrain out there.
Here, check this out. Tell them the bicycle story.
Oh, so I was in the office the other day and we were rained out. There's nothing going on. And this lady comes to the door and trying to wheel her bike into the office. And I stopped her at the door and told her, explained to her, we don't allow bikes inside. You got to leave it outside. And she kind of copped an attitude and she says, oh, it's a $15,000 bike. And she was mumbling as she was, backing out her bike. She propped it up against the trash can. And my coworker said, well, I'll keep an eye on it for you. she had to use the restroom. She came out, and again with an attitude, she was like, "Thanks," and walked out. And I'm like, my curiosity, I had to get up and go find out what makes this a $15,000 bike, that she claims. So I walked out and asked her, and she says, "Come here, come here." And she said, "Just pick it up, grab it right here from the frame and pick it up." And I lifted it up, and it was like, "Oh, featherweight." She was like, "Oh yeah, it's 100% titanium and blah blah blah." I said, "Yeah, me too." And I pointed down, and she was like, "Oh shit."
She didn't even see
She
it.
didn't notice. She, a little bit of the attitude she had, but she more wanted to prove her point, so she didn't even notice that I was on prosthetics. So it started a conversation. It was a great conversation. We talked for about 30 minutes or so, and found that she had an accident years ago, a boating accident, that she lost a family member, but she also had a scar from chest to I don't know how far, but
Pelvic to sternum.
yeah, pretty much. And I mean, just a great person. Met a nice person, and overall, that bike was one of the first bikes made. She had the prototype, and the creator had and basically initialed the bike. So yeah, it was definitely in that range.
But what
The
made
price range.
what made Stevie feel good was that
Oh, it was awesome that
she didn't even notice her legs.
no, I walked out with that intention of questioning, and she was dead set on answering, so it was the first time I find that I talked or spoke to someone, and she didn't even acknowledge my legs right away. It was awesome. I forget what that feels like sometimes. I get approached so often of how well I walk or how good I'm doing, and or questions. A lot of people have questions. So yeah, that was pretty cool feeling that it wasn't about that until it was.
Chance, how are you? Good to see you, man.
But yeah, I do walk pretty well.
You can't tell. You can't tell. If she has pants on, pants that go to her ankles, because normally she's in shorts.
Yeah, it's just more comfortable.
If has pants on, you can't tell. There's no
It just looks like I got a weird walk.
It's just,
I think that's part of it too, is that I even had that notion of, or stereotype, or whatever you want to call it, where people in prosthetics have that swing to their walk. It's more robotic, or, and a lot of people it is, but I was told in the beginning that to avoid that, do these exercises, do this, do that. I was taught how to avoid so that I could walk normally, as normal as I used to anyways. I don't know about normal, but
offense. Don't worry, Christy.
Oh, no. Thank you. It's a compliment.
But guys, we are at the 2-hour mark. It's that time.
It is.
I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. Bigfoot King, great to see you. LIB, as always, good to see you.
Indeed.
We will be back on Thursday. If you guys enjoyed tonight's show, please hit that like button. Show some love. Leave comments. Share it out. Subscribe if you're new. We don't ask for much.
No.
But we offer so much. Anyway. You guys have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And
Indeed.
peace and God bless.